There are two things that I want to convey to you in this video. So the first one is I want to convey to you what building websites is all about so that you have some sense of what we're going to be doing in this course, like how we're going to be learning to build websites. And the second thing I want to share with you is my teaching style. So you know a little bit about like my plan of attack, my approach in trying to convey to you a body of knowledge and the methods that I've developed over the last 20 years at the college and university to help students learn this material. So the first thing is I want you to understand what building websites is all about. And so building websites is both an engineering endeavor because it's computer science and it's very much engineering, and computers require great precision and also that sort of analytical mind where you're thinking about things and you're able to bring different components together and get them to work together well. And so it's an engineering endeavor, and it's also an art. So I like to think of both that engineering and the art, right? Like colors, how do I arrange things, how do I make it beautiful? I like to think of those two pieces, the engineering and the art. I like to think of this as a craft. And so like any craftsperson, right, you're going to be, developing your skills in this craft. You are going to have to learn the tools of the trade and the different, materials with which you work. And so let's say you're going to become like a woodworker. You would learn the different pieces of wood and how different wood has different characteristics and different grains and different colors and different looks and different hardness. And, some would be good for musical instruments and some wood would be good for furniture, right? You'd learn all this about the different materials with which you'd work. And then you'd also learn all the different tools. And then you'd be a crafts person because you'd know your materials, you'd know your tools. And then if somebody said, build me a chair, you'd know, okay, I'm going to do this wood because it'll support your weight. It'll look nice. It'll have this color. It'll fit in your home. It has this beautiful grain, whatever it is, right? You'll know the material, you'll know the tools, and you'll go, okay, I'm going to go get this one chisel and use this one chisel in this one position in this one place because that's going to work really well to do this butterfly joint or whatever you're putting together, right? So being a craftsperson, you have to know your tools and you also have to know your materials. And so a large part of this course isn't going to be like, hey, let's make this beautiful web page. Here are the 15 steps that we use to do it, right? Like you could get a recipe and build a chair. Somebody could walk you through, now use this tool, now use that tool. But I want to teach you the tools. I want to teach you the materials. So I'm going to be teaching you the materials and what the different characteristics of the materials are and the different tools and how you use them. So that then once you understand all the different, just to extend the analogy, all the different types of wood that are out there and their different characteristics, you then will be equipped to take that knowledge and start putting things together. And definitely throughout this course, we will be taking our knowledge and we'll be starting to put things together. But a large part of this course is going to be looking at all those little details. Hey, look at this material. Look at that piece of material. Look at what this thing does. Look at what that thing does. And so it's not going to be like, here are the 15 steps for building this grand website. Now let's go to the next one and do 15 steps and build this grand website. It's going to be like, hey, let's look at these HTML elements and what they do. And why would we use this element versus that element? And let's look at these different CSS properties and how they format. And why would we use this one in this situation or that one in that situation? Okay, now that we know all these different HTML elements and all these different CSS properties, let's build this page with those 5 things from each HTML and CSS that we just learned. Okay, look at that simple little thing we just built with those things, right? So we're building like one little thing with what we just learned, the next little thing. So that's the work that's before us in this course. So I just want to make sure that, some people come into the course and they're like, I want to build the big, beautiful website. It's like, well, first, before you like craft that master woodworking wood piece, dining room table, chairs, piano, first, before you craft that big masterpiece, let's learn about chisels. Let's learn about the different types of chisels. And there's like 100 of them. And where would you use this one and that one to get this routing or that effect, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. There's a precision which is required. And And that's just part of being a craftsperson, learning any craft. You know how to use the tools, you know the materials, and then you start to build stuff. So that's the work that's before us in this course. And I just want to give you a little bit of information about my teaching style. So my teaching style is to give you too much rather than not enough. I don't know where you are in the world, right? But I don't want you left wishing that I'd made another video explaining something a little bit, in more detail. I wish he hadn't left me hanging. That was a little bit too fast. I wish he'd given me a little bit more material on that. So, this is like after hours for me. My kids are asleep. My wife's asleep, right? This is me like sharing my love, my passion, and also, right, supporting my family so that I could help people in the world and help those that I love. And so I would rather give you too much material than not enough, because I think it's just better that, it's better for you to like skip a couple of videos and feel like, okay, I got all that, than to be sitting there wishing that I'd made one or two more explaining it a little bit further. So, that's my teaching philosophy. For right or wrong, that's where I've chosen to stand. All right. And I like standing there, I like delivering a lot of value and giving you your money's worth, and making sure that I'm thorough, making sure that I've covered this topic thoroughly, so that as you go through it, if you go through all of it, like you will at times be like, okay, I got it. He's saying that again. I got it. But there are people out there who don't yet got it, who don't yet have it. And so that's helping them. And when you're in that classroom and when you're a teacher, I'm teaching to the middle. And you might be out there on the outer edge, quick, got it. Skip a couple videos. That's cool, right? But if you're in the middle, that's where I'm teaching to. Like, here are those extra videos. I might even be a little bit left to the middle. Like, let me make sure I give enough for everybody, because those people aren't here. We're not in the classroom together. And you can't just ask me questions and bring me over and have me explain it. All right, so that's my teaching philosophy, giving you a lot of stuff, giving you a lot of material here. And if you go through all of it, by the time you're done, you're going to be dreaming about this stuff, and you're going to know it thoroughly, and you'll know the syntax, and you'll know the lexicon, you'll know how to talk about it. You will know all of the tools and all of the materials. You will be well on your way to being a skilled craftsperson when it comes to building websites. So welcome. Totally glad you're here. It's going to be awesome. I've done this a lot. And this pathway has been tried, tested, and proven for giving students super solid foundation in HTML and CSS, so that no matter what they do in working on the web, they're going to be able to do it well and with confidence. I don't know why I giggle. That's part of my teaching style too. It's just like weird. I'm like in a room, small room by myself with a camera, so it kind of cracks me up. All right, let's get started.